Hello, Dreamy. Sorry. Just daydreaming. Lorraine just tagged me if I was going live. So how was your food? Ours is pretty good. Some of the turkey was kind of dry. It was good. My potatoes were fire. Nice. So the turkey came out all right, even though it took you all fucking day to cook it. Not you, but it'd still be cooking if it was at the temperature that she had it at. Like, you fucking ate late. We ate at 1. A little bit after. But of course, after I woke up, I just had a little piece of streusel or something for breakfast. And then I went for a walk. And when I came back, of course, to wash up, it was, "Are you going to watch the Thanksgiving Day parade with us?" Which was basically, you have no choice. Get out here and watch this thing with us. And then the people watching it proceeded to do nothing but complain about it the whole time. It's like, then why are you even watching it in the first place? Finally, after whatever, turned it off and caught the end of like one of the football games. But I'm like, if you're gonna just complain about how bad it is, why are you watching it? And it wasn't that bad. They just, let's just say the music wasn't their style, the dancing wasn't their style, the color wasn't their style. And then when the Native Americans came out and the comment was made, I was absolutely just like, get me out of it. Just get me out of here. I mean, it wasn't terrible. It's never great. It's like, I fucking, like, it's like, I I mean, the parades were cute when I was a kid, but now it's like, whatever. Like, put the football game on in the background. You know, I mean, I'd watch it with or for certain people, but I wouldn't, like, not sitting here, you know, miserable going, like, why in the fuck am I watching this when I just want to fucking mope alone? And then that got turned off finally after just, and then the decorating of the finished decorating of the tree was, so I missed when Eminem came out. I mean, I saw him come out, but I couldn't really hear it because there was a lot of vocalization. But it's all over the internet. It's not like I can't go rewatch it, but I caught part of it, which was dope. And I'm like, this is fucking the halftime show. And then we had Post Malone at the halftime show at Thanksgiving, and I'm like, these were our halftime shows on one day in Thanksgiving. Absolutely epic and amazing. I mean, we had Eminem fucking come out and do a song with Jason White. Is that his name? James White. James White. And when we had the shittiest halftime show last year, and we're about to have another shitty halftime show. But in one day on Thanksgiving, not even the Super Bowls, we get two of the best halftime shows just right there. It's crazy. And then it was dinner, which dinner was pretty good. Of course, you know, I got the obligatory looks and comments about not eating the green bean casserole or the yams, but I just don't like them. And then I was pretty. I ate enough, but I didn't eat a ton. Hey, Noreen, what's up? And then I don't know. I just wasn't, you know, just wasn't like, ooh, as if nobody noticed. Like when they're like, "Happy Thanksgiving," I'm like, "Have a good Thanksgiving." I mean, it was all right. Just is what it is. And then I just had a piece of pie and took another walk. I took my 3 walks today. I did 12,000 steps today. And then now I got the football on here. They're watching, God knows, movies from like 100 years ago. And then I figured, well, why not podcast if anyone's around? I didn't know if Noreen would be up or out. I spent my day in bed pretty much 90% of the day. Okay, so there you go. So now she needs to be up. She's been bumming around in bed all day. I said I would have rather have joined her than, you know, done something I didn't really want to do, which was celebrate much. But I wish my daughter a happy Thanksgiving, but she's with her grandmother and all those people over there, so, you know, she's caught up in it, so nobody worries about what's going over on this side of the world. She's well rested and time to be awake. I know, you've been bumming around in bed all day, just chilling. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, though. Just getting harder being near someone who drinks so much, and I just hate the smell of beer. I wanted to ask you that earlier, but I didn't want to like be a Debbie Downer. I figured he would have. See, you would have been a much better being around Cutter, right? Cutter doesn't drink anymore. We could have spent 90% of the day in bed together. Hell, Dreamy could have hopped in with us. It would have been a fucking lazy day in bed. No drinking, no nothing. Just vibing and, you know, whatever else you do in bed. You know, sleep. Sorry you have to deal with that, but, you know, I can speak to the fact on how horrible it is, because I was the one doing it for years and years, but I'm sorry you have to deal with that. Don't worry, Noreen. I'm getting out, and then you're getting out, and then Dreamy's getting out. You know what to do. It's just gonna take a little time. Drinking the good stuff. Purple Powerade, Zero Water, and Monster Energy drinks. Damn right. In fact, there's some in here. So we'll do this for a while, and then we'll take a break, and then we'll watch a little Stranger Things, and then I'll probably do a little Arc Raiders and or Battlefield tonight. I feel like I'm stuck there forever because it's my fault. You're not. You're not, and don't ever say that you are, because you're not. You'll get a way out. We talked about it. You know, at some point, maybe you can find a way to work, or find a way. Hey, maybe Dreamy's got a spare room. There you go. Dreamy's supposed to be moving out of Idaho. Go move in with her. You guys could be besties. And then when I need something, I'll just holler. Yo. Not at the moment, but eventually. Well, I didn't see you were moving right now. But you're not stuck there by far. You're not stuck there at all. I mean, currently you are kind of like me, but I ain't stuck here forever. If I really had to, I would just go get a shitty fucking place right now and get the fuck out. But I don't want to do that. I want to do it all the right way. No, Noreen's just waiting for me to make the move and then be like, Cutter, can I come visit? And then like never leave. Just be like, I'll be like, why are you coming with a U-Haul? Oh, I just brought a few things in case I stayed longer than a few days. But the bonus is I get my daughter tomorrow. We're going to go pick her up at noon. She'll be here for the weekend. So we'll do that. I don't know if we'll just vibe around the house. I'm trying to decide if I make a ham and cheese bagel sandwich. I think she'll enjoy the time with her. Yeah, it'll be good, and you guys will get to say hi to her and stuff. You're trying to decide if you just want to make one. Is it make one or something else, or is it you're just trying to decide if you want to make one or just not make anything at all? Yeah, you said something about having chicken strips. Yesterday you were going to have chicken strips today. Did you have those chicken strips? So I'm just curious. I'm going to ask this because I'm curious. At what time did he start? And is he still going? And how far along is he? Because you come over here to Cutter's Corner and you'll be alright. I've broken my fitness journey today and ate my feelings. I finished a bag of Cheetos, candy, and junk food. Hey, you're allowed a cheat day every once in a while. You don't have to eat your feelings away all the time. You can DM your feelings away. I told you I'm always there. I usually try to have my phone with me. Most of the time, except for when we ate, I was able to kind of look at it, so... I'm sorry, he started yesterday. when we got home from dropping the kid off. Today he started at noon and stopped at 7-ish when he fell asleep on the couch. Okay, so started yesterday. Drank until he passed out last night. Woke up still buzzed. Started drinking at noon and then stopped at 7-ish because he passed out again. Damn. Some women are just the luckiest in the world, man. I tell you. Nothing new to say. Just the same old. Just sick of the drinking. I know. Well, I mean, you can always put your foot down. Whether he fucking has a job or fucking not. It's got nothing to do with that. Right? That's not conducive to a healthy relationship. But, you know, just tell him, like, stop drinking. Like, fuck, bro. But let me guess. What time did he wake up? 11:59? Because you said he started drinking at noon. No, I know, but do you put your foot down? Do you ever just say, can you not, please? Like, for the sake of our fucking marriage? Like, I'd like you sober? Like, how is this a fun Thanksgiving, whether we already did our turkey day or not? Oh, he was up early. Yeah, he tried, but he gets mean, right? Yeah, I know, right? That's the alcohol. Take it because you're going to take away something from him that... I don't know. I'm just talking from experience. I'm not trying to bash on your marriage. I don't like what he's doing, so I'm going to say, but I can speak to like that. But yeah, of course he's going to get angry, and you don't want him getting mad. I'm not saying he's going to ever physically do anything, but the whole just verbal. So that's terrible. I mean, it just doesn't excuse anything. And I'm sure he's off, like, what, the rest of the weekend? So this is probably going to just go on. He'll probably, wake up in a couple hours? I'm sorry. You tell me to stop if you don't want me saying things like this. Because I'm going to tell you, I was doing the same thing. So I can speak to that. And this is why it's terrible, because now I realize how bad I was. Yep, he'll do it till Sunday. Right, so he'll wake up again, drink more tonight until he goes to sleep again, and then he'll wake up with a hangover and then choose a time to start and keep going. I know, because that's what I used to do. Because he'll want to keep that buzz going the whole time. Right? So instead of dealing with a hangover, the easiest way to cure a hangover for an alcoholic is to keep drinking. He doesn't get hangovers. I hate when people say that. I hate when people say that. Like, if you drink till 4 a.m. and you wake up 5 a.m., you're hungover. One way or another, you're hungover. I don't know how you don't get a hangover. You're still intoxicated. It's still in your bloodstream. Whether you think you feel it or whether you have, like, massive headaches or any of that, that's one thing. But I can tell you he probably still feels the buzz and then just keeps going. He probably just doesn't, he's probably not nauseous. He probably doesn't have headaches. He probably doesn't have any of that maybe, but he's still feeling the effects of the alcohol. But yeah, you're still hungover. Not always, no, not necessarily. A hangover is even just still feeling a buzz from intoxication. Some people don't get sick or nauseous. A hangover is, this expression came from the effects of alcohol hanging over to the next day. But there are levels of hangover. And a lot of people can, like, not have a headache and not be nauseous. They just still feel like a little off. And only he could tell you that, right? We don't actually know. Even you don't necessarily know, right? I missed your other... Or if you tried to physically hurt me, I promise to be the last thing you ever did. Yeah, no, I know. And I know you wouldn't tolerate that. And you never would have to, because Dreamy would come get me, and we would come... And I might be broken and brittle, but I'd still fucking come handle some business. I drink half of a drink, and I'm sick and full the next day, so I don't drink. Well, and that's your effects. That's how it affects you, right? There are people that can drink and function completely the next day, but they're still hungover because you're still feeling the effects of alcohol. You just feel it nauseous-wise because your body... Well, because what have we talked about, people? What ultimately is alcohol? It's poison. But some people... And I'm going to tell you right now, he's been drinking like for a while, right? And I don't just mean tonight. I mean, he's probably been drinking for years. At least as long as you've been married, I'm assuming, right? Before you got married. So you know his body is building up a tolerance, right? So you build up a tolerance, you're going to handle it differently. He started at 13. Jesus fucking Christ. At least I waited till I was 18. No, 17. But still. Holy shit. I don't see how people can be normal and super drunk. I'm useless back when I used to drink. Yeah. Well, and the thing is, so is he, right? There are people that miraculous, even though they think they're functioning, they're not, right? It's like the stupid people that try to say, oh, yeah, I actually drive better when I've been drinking. No, you don't. Don't fucking kid yourself. You don't. And if anybody believes you, they're just as dumb as you are. That's not the case. Your driving is impaired no matter what you think. He's useless sober. Wait, what the fuck? I thought you... So he's useless drunk and sober? What? All right, you know what? We're gonna add a sub. That's terrible. That's terrible. We're gonna add a sub category to the Get Cutter to Montana GoFundMe. It's now gonna have a sub channel. Get Noreen the hell out of there. GoFundMe sub channel. I'm just being a hater. And then what, tomorrow you're going to be like, don't talk about my husband like that. No, be a hater, because that's not a good thing that he's doing. And I can tell you too, it makes for very sloppy, you know what. Not that we want to get into that, but you know, I just can't imagine he's going to be drunk all the way through Sunday until he has to go to bed, right? And that's what you get to deal with. That's not fair to you. You should be a hater. You should be a hater, right? Now I understand why. You know, I took accountability for what I did. I understand how bad I looked in people's eyes. You know, when I started gaming again after I got home from a transplant. I started gaming with these two guys. Both of them who I don't game with. One, because the guy was like a fucking jaded ex-girlfriend. Like, I'll be better. I won't sweat. Like, this guy was like, I'm like, dude, bro, you're not my girlfriend. I'm just telling you, I don't want to fucking play with you right now. You're driving me nuts. And then the other guy was a full-on drunk who we couldn't do anything online because he would be extremely stupid and drunk and racial. He would pass out while we were playing. And then I would realize to myself, this was me to other people when I used to play. All I ever did was get drunk and stupid, and sometimes I even passed out. Well, a lot. And it's not an attractive thing, and it's not fun, and now I know what people thought of when I was the one doing it, alright? It's been that way my whole relationship. I choose to be with him, though, so I am to blame also. Yeah, but you don't have to be. And don't tell me you have to be, because you don't. It's going to be hard to get out of a relationship like that. You're just choosing to stay in it until you have a better foothold on your life. But you're not stuck there, and you're not choosing to be there other than the fact that you need to set yourself up, and it's going to be harder for you, and that's it. Don't say that, like, you know, and maybe you did, right? You knew the guy was like this, you married him, whatever, but now you're realizing after all these years, this is why you talk to people, this is why I podcast, so we can make things, and we're not trying to break up relationships in any way or marriages, but what you are in is not a good situation. We've talked about that before, but it's not my place. You know, if you love the sanctity of marriage, that's great, but that's not a good situation. So look at it as you're staying in it long enough until you get a hold on your life that you can make a move. Honestly, I don't know if I'll ever leave. If I do leave, I'll lose my son. I'm the only one who takes care of him properly. Yeah, and we talked about that. You know, and that... You know, all I can say is sometimes that might just be what you're gonna have to do at some point, or you just I don't know how to put it nicely here. Then you just deal with it, and you can't. It's like okay, I'll put it this way. I'll use a guy analogy. A guy I used to work with bitched and moaned about how he never got raises, how he never worked hard, how he hated his job, how he wanted to get out of it, but he would never get out of it. And I'm like, well, then if you're not going to leave the job and you're not going to work harder, then shut the fuck up. I'm not telling that to you. I was telling it to him because he didn't do anything to better himself in the job. He didn't try to go find another job. All he did was complain about that job and how he hated it, and wanted out, but never did anything. I'm not saying, but what I'm saying is, at some point, you either get out or you're gonna have to deal with it, unfortunately. And I feel bad for you because that's not a great situation. And I know that your son is there, which we, not. For context purposes, for anybody that may be out there dealing with the same thing, the son is not your flesh and blood. That doesn't take away the fact that he's your son. But at the end of the day, unfortunately, leaving him behind might be what you have to do to make ultimately your life better. If you don't want to do that, then you have to deal with what you deal with. This guy is never going to fucking change. You even said that even if he was like me and got to a hospital and they said you're going to die tomorrow if you drink a beer, that he'd probably get up and leave and go fucking get drunk again. That's unfortunate. Because, I mean, ultimately, like, that sucks for you. Right? But then isn't that selfish, leaving a young child like that when you're the only one who takes care of him properly? No. I'm just going to be honest. No, it's not selfish because of why you're doing it. It would be selfish if you were like, I'm leaving so I can go be a whore, or I'm leaving so I can go be a drug addict or a failure, or I'm leaving just because I want to go sleep with 75 guys at the same fucking time. I'm leaving because I'm bored. No, you're leaving for a situation that's better than yours, right? Ultimately, that's, it's sad that those people are in it. There are ways to get them out of it, but no, it's not selfish at all. You wanting to have a better life, now, if he was your son, you would probably, if he was your flesh and blood, you would probably take him with you and you would absolutely win, right? Because of, at least you would become the main caregiver unless this guy, showed a way to, sober up. But unfortunately, so it's not selfish. You might feel bad about it, Noreen, but it's not selfish. Especially for why you're leaving, right? Regardless if he is your flesh or blood or not. If you're leaving to better your life, to either go find someone that treats you better, or just, that is also sober, I should say, or just to go live a better life, and that more than what you did, that you don't deserve this, you deserve a better life. That's not selfish. That's no way in selfish. Don't ever think that. When you start thinking that, that's what keeps people in situations like that. You will never be in a relationship. Hey, I feel you, right? Doesn't mean you'll never have sex again. But yeah, but no, I get it. I feel it, right? After her passing, it's the thought of even the thought of it. But you may, and it may happen, and you may not see it coming, and it may not. You may swear up and down, and even if you do see it coming, you may intentionally push that person away because you're like, never again. Then that's fine, but you'll still be having a better life because you're taking care of yourself. So it's never selfish. It's never selfish when it's to better yourself out of a situation that's not a good situation. It sucks that he is left behind, because unfortunately he is not your flesh and blood. But no, it's not selfish. It'll hurt. It'll suck because I know you love him like your son. But you've got to also love yourself, right? Isn't that right? I mean, you know, and if you stay, no one's going to judge you. You're going to make the decisions you make for your life and what you feel. If you feel like it's selfish and you don't want to go, or that, you know, I put myself into this and I'm just going to stick it out till my dying days, we'll still be there for you. We'll still support you, but it's not selfish, and don't ever think that. That's not a good way to look at it at all. It isn't selfish. Taking care of yourself is so you can be a good provider to a child if you're miserable. Or you can't be. Yeah, right. I haven't got the last part down. You're working on it. What part was that? Sorry, my broken brain. I said a lot of stuff right there, so. Loving yourself. Oh, hey, I'm the same way. You look at me. You just use me. Look at me, right? I'm the same way. I don't love myself. Look at my fucking life. It was going to get really good there, and then that was taken away. But look at overall of my life. I'm the same way. But I do love myself in the sense I think I'm a good person. And I don't want to, you know, have the life that I've had or be in pain and all that stuff. So I'm doing something that I don't think it's selfish that I'm moving a year before my daughter turns 18, because it's something that I need to do for my life. And I always love her. She can always come with me. But I'm not getting out of like a marriage or anything. I'm just moving out of my folks' house to get a fucking semblance of a life. So I can maybe go love myself a little bit, all right? You know, I love doing this. I think I'm a good person. I love who I've become now. I didn't love that guy. But I got a lot of work to go. So, yeah, it is. It's fucking terrible. It's terrible. I'm 53, living with my parents. Like, that in itself is just, but there's everything surrounding it. But yeah, so I don't think I'm being selfish. At one point I might have, but now I can't. I'm 53. I don't know how much longer I have. I fucking caused myself to wreck my body and have to get a liver transplant. Like, you know, that doesn't help the situation of longevity. So, like, I have to do these things, so it's not selfish. It's going to suck if she says that she doesn't want to come, but she knows that that's not why I'm leaving. I'm not leaving her behind, right? I'm leaving to get one final start at having a semblance of a life, loving myself for what I do until the day I do die, and so, no, it's not selfish in any way. I am sure your daughter understands why you're moving. Understands why you're moving and why you need to move. No, she does. And I just, you know, and I'll understand if she doesn't want to come, and her mom probably won't let her. So I'll probably be at least living 1 year without her out there, but she'll come out there. But she's not just mad at me or hating me for it or thinking I'm leaving her, because I told her. She knows I gotta do it. She knows what it's like. I've never loved myself. When I left my ex-husband, I left because my daughter deserved better. For you, that kid deserves better, even if it means you leaving and calling people to make sure that kid is taken care of. Yeah. Yeah, so get selfish out of your head. No longer do you get to use that. That's out of your head. So you're not being selfish. You're gonna do what you're going to do what you do to make sure you take care of yourself. You'll always love him. I'm sure you'll stay in contact with him. You'll find ways to make sure he's taken care of. But don't... but ultimately, you're going to do what you're going to do, no matter what we say. We're just here to talk to you and hopefully help you. And CPS won't do anything. He has a roof over our head, a bed, and food. We tried going that route for the other house because of the abuse, and they wouldn't do anything. So sadly, if I leave, he just has no one taking care of him proper, and then when over here alone, has to deal with a drunk father. Well, here's the thing. If that man becomes a single father and stays drunk, he'll lose his kid. And that kid will at least be at least given a chance at having a better opportunity, whether it's in the system, whether, hey, maybe you come along and go, then I'm going to adopt. You know, you never know. But, I mean, you know, he doesn't, you know, I don't know. He won't, though. There's abuse, drugs going on at the other house, and we still have to share custody with them. I don't know what to say. I know, it sucks, right? The system is fucked up. But you staying, but here's the thing of it this way. You staying there doesn't change the stuff going on over there that he's around. Unfortunately, that kid is going to be around that his whole life. If other than the fact that if some, you know, miracle allows him to like leave with you, right? So even if you stayed there, he's around it in the other place. Do you know what I'm saying? Right? So like, you leaving is not just leaving him with an alcoholic father. It's leaving him with alcoholic others and druggy others. Like that poor child is. And you're doing the best you can, but he's still around the fact that his dad died. So it's like... no, but me staying does give him someone who is keeping him safe when I'm around and taking care of and not ignored and showing him love. Yeah, well, and if that's enough to keep... Then you're going to... Then... I don't know, how do I say this? I think we went over this a while back. Then, you know, you just deal with it. You know, that's good. You're a good person. You're going to give him at least part of his life is going to be like around a nice person, but then you have to deal with everything else. So you have to live your life miserable. So that kid that could be semi miserable, right? Because he's still going to be miserable around the dad and around the other people. You're going to be miserable part of the time. Well, you're going to be not miserable when you're doing stuff with him, and then miserable when you have to deal with your drunk husband, and then him going over there. So it's, if that's enough to stay in the situation, and you stay in the situation. I'm so torn. I want to leave, but I want to stay. It's not like I can leave anytime soon, so I have time to think about it. Well, you do. Well, you do, and that's the thing is, you're not doing it tomorrow. Just like you said. Okay, think about this too. You said it. My daughter understands why I have to move. I bet you, as much as you love that kid and he loves you, he would understand why you would have to move. At some point, right? He's going to get to that point where he's going to understand. I mean, I could. There's a bench at the park. I mean, you could. Yeah, but don't. Don't sleep on a bench. Yeah. I don't know. Do you want... Okay. Do you want my advice on what you should do? And you can take it for what it's worth. Because you have two options. You leave and go get a better life, or you stick around and you just deal with that one. My advice, take your time, get yourself set up, continue that relationship with that boy where he is going to understand, and my advice is get out. Yeah. No, no. That's funny. No. In a half joking sense, because yes, I would never, if I get when I get my place, I'm never gonna let you be on the street. If you just had to get out and you needed somewhere to go, even just to stay for a little bit, yes, my door is open. I told you that. But no. But if you did, there's gonna be certain requirements. No. In all seriousness, no. My advice is take your time. Set yourself up. You can find a way. There are ways to do it. And yes, my advice is when the time is right and you can stand on your 2 feet and you can do it, Noreen. Don't say you can't. You can do it. You can rely on other people around you too. It's okay. It's okay to lean on other people. And if you don't think there's other people to lean on, then you're obviously not looking around you. But my advice is stick it out until you don't have to anymore and then get out. That would be my advice. Continue a relationship with that boy. He is going to understand why you're leaving, just like you just told me my daughter will, and I know she's my flesh and blood. So it's that. So he will understand, right? He's going to understand. You got to think of yourself at the end of the day. Otherwise, you just have to live with it. So that's my advice. My advice is at whatever point you can, go get yourself a better life and get out of that situation. That man is never going to stop drinking. You're never going to truly be happy. You'll be happier on your own. You say you're not going to go be with anybody, that's fine. You're going to be way better, happier. You're going to be way better off. I like it. She's like, oh, you're going to say leave and live with me. And what the fuck is wrong with that anyway, okay? Let's get back to that. Wouldn't be terrible. I don't drink. I game and I stream and I podcast. And I'm fun to be around when I'm not, miserable and depressed and angry at where I'm at. But yeah, I know I did it. If I did it, you can. And I had no one to help me. I know I did it before my ex. Right there. I'm gonna read the rest of that, but I don't even have to. I did it before. So if you did it before, you can do it again. I don't even need to read the rest of that comment, because all we have to do is stop right there. I did it before. Regardless of what I'm going to read next, that has no bearing on the fact that you did it once. You did it. You can do it again. Before, when I was with my ex, 11 years, also dumped me and I had to make it on my own. I just worry my health and chronic pain is much worse. Worker is hard for me, so I just panic on that also. And you can work on that. That's something you can work on. And there are jobs that will allow you to be like, look at me, right? I'm not going to work again, but you'll be all right, Noreen. But you did say it. You said I did it before. So if you did it before, you can do it again. It might be a little bit more difficult this time, but if you did it once, you can do it again. And nothing worth having. It's, what is the saying? Nothing's worth having if not working for having. I don't know what the fuck this saying is. Oh, I know he won't ever stop. He's made that very clear. And you want to know what? You want to know, Noreen? One of my ex-girlfriends. Just so we're clear, whenever I say ex-girlfriend, it is not in reference to Taya, because she is not an ex. She is my late girlfriend. So whenever I say ex, I'm not referring to her. I'm referring to before her and beyond and before that. But one of my exes said, I said that to her. She held that up against me, going, I remember when you told me that you would never stop drinking. But I did. And it doesn't sound like, he's gonna. And you know what? Hey. And it's a lot. He's never, and not only is he going to not stop drinking, Noreen, he's not going to stop drinking at that level. And I don't give a fuck if he wants to sit there and look at me and go, well, I didn't drink as much as he did. We did the math. Remember the numbers we did? He does. In a roundabout way, he does. So he's never going to drink us. And just like right now, he's going to drink until Sunday. You started Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then what? Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, he's going to be sober, and then right back on Friday. So we talked about that's like 6 days drunk, 4 days not. Right? And it's at that level. And it's at that level. That's a high level. And I can tell you he'll drink more than 30 in his until it's before Sunday, right? Nothing easy is worth having. Nothing worth having is easy. That's it. Thank you. I don't. I knew it was something to like that effect. I couldn't get it out. Thank you, Dreamy. He may be sober He may be sober. He will probably find an excuse why he has to drink during the week. Exactly. And you said he's already done that, right? It'll be a rough day. I'll tell you right now, here's what it'll be. It'll be a rough day. It'll be a special occasion. It'll be a fight with you. It'll be stress with his family. It'll be something about work. It'll be, I got to, it's the good football game. Oh, my buddies and I are going to do a raid that's going to go all night long, and we're all going to be having beers. Like, it's going to evolve. It's going to evolve into not just those 3 days. Well, when I asked for $5 for the ESO game, he said, okay, I'm buying beer then. So you see it, right? So you clearly see what's going on. Yes. I did the same thing. Remember what I used to tell you? Like, oh, honey, do you want your favorite treat from the gas station? Meanwhile, can I get beer? I told you to use me. Like, I've learned. He's not going to learn. But right there, he gave you $5, but there was an attachment to it, right? He couldn't just give you the $5 and be like cool, and then be like go about his business and stick to the deal or whatever. It was, well, if you're getting $5 for that, and I can tell you right now, the amount of beer that he bought was way more than $5 because you can't even buy a 6-pack for cheaper than $8.99 these days. Even piss water beer is like $7.99. So even a 6-pack, but I can tell you he probably didn't buy a 6-pack. He probably bought a lot more. So he gave you $5 for a video game, and he probably spent at least $20, if not more, on his beer. Oh, okay, he's right. Okay, he bought 3 tall boys. I'm sorry. Okay, so they're not cheaper than they're $2.49 or $2.99 or even $3.29 each. So well over $10 if he did the 3 tall boys, because you said it was for the night. I'm thinking like for the beer that he's been drinking these few days now. So 3 tall boys. I think the cheapest tall boy is like, and don't tell me he buys that fucking silver bullet shit for $1.99. That shit is like, that's like, you might as well step in front of a fucking truck before you drink that. Like. So 3 tall boys is already twice, I guarantee you, was at least twice what he gave you. But it was enough so he could drink. He couldn't just give you the $5, and then maybe you guys needed that $10 to go get some burgers. It was, well, if you're getting $5 for a game, I'm spending at least $10 on beer.